Hello and welcome to the Timberpad Pro tutorial series. This is video number 5, in which we will be working on the exporting and importing of our data table. So let's get started. We're working with the My Woodlot dataset. I'll go to the Setup tab here and we'll take a look at the project name. So it's My Woodlot 13 December. I did that to separate it from the other days that I cruised, and my initials here, HM. That's to separate it from my friends who helped me out cruising with a different device. So these are the components of the file that will be exported for the naming convention. So it will be mywoodlot13deck underscore hm.txt. So let's give that a try now. That is the project name and cruiser initials that are associated with the first record in the dataset. So if you want to change the way that this export file is named, you can just change those first values for the first record in the table. So let's click the export button here. This is going to be the full table export. So as you can see, it's going to be named again by the project name and the cruiser initials. So I'll click yes, and it's going to tell me that I'm going to overwrite this because I've done this a couple of times, so I'm going to click yes, that's fine. And it's going to tell me where it was put, which is in parentheses here, the folder DCIM, the folder TPAD, and the folder data. So within all of that, we'll find the project name and cruiser initials as the name of the text file. So we can click OK. Now again, in the first record, which is plot1 tree1 in your table, if you want to change the name of that so that you don't overwrite your export of a previous file, you can do so here, and it will export and import based on the name that you changed there. So going back to the Tools tab, I've exported that file. Now this is a little bit of a do not do this, but if we click import again, as an example, it will look for the file name that we just exported, basically because it is the name of the first record in the table. So mywoodlot 13 December, yes. So if I click this, it's going to append the folder, the table that I just exported. It's going to append that to the one that is active within the program right now. So now we're going to have a doubling up of the trees in the plot, because this table is organized by plot number. So when I import that, it's going to have 2 tree 1s for plot 1, 2 tree 2s for plot 1, etc. Now, again, this is something people wouldn't normally do, but if you run into this issue, this is you can recognize what the problem is there. And the other thing is being clear that the import process will append to the table that is already in the program. It will just take a table and add it to that same one so that you have one contiguous table. So just keep that in mind. There's instances where that will be useful to you if you want to stitch together multiple data sets into one table to export, whether it's into Tall Timber or just to get it into Excel in one simple step. So let's go back into the Tools tab here. Now, if I want to import a new data set, I can import a new table by deleting the old one. That's clicking the delete button, which is the pirate flag, and it will permanently delete. But remember, we've already exported this table, so that it is available again, and we won't lose any data there. Exporting is like saving in this context. So now that I've deleted my table, I need to create a new record that will be plot1 tree1 when I click on the plot button, and enter in the project name of the file that I want to import. So this is a blank table, and here I'm going to put Deer Pond, which is another data set that I've created. You can see that the table is blank. We only have one record in it, and that first record again is the one that essentially names the file for import and export purposes. So now that I have Deer Pond in my project name, I'm going to the Tools tab, and I will click Import. And that will import that larger table, that deerpond underscore .txt that I generated in a previous cruise. And when that is successful, it should tell me so. And it brings us to the Setup tab where I have my first record. However, in the Tally tab, we can see there are many more records now. We have multiple plots and multiple trees per plot. So that first record there is a plot 1 tree 1, and as you can see we have a duplicate here because the table that we just imported had a plot 1 tree 1. So what we want to do is to select that first record, and as you can see all the fields here are blank. We're going to delete that and just get it out of the way. So now we have a complete table here. If you go back to the Setup tab, you can see that the other information is included. So it's a deer pond dataset, and the stand and acreage are included here as well. So let's go to the Tools tab. So our data table now is the deer pond dataset, and I want to export that to get the tall timber format text file so that I can import into the tall timber cruise processor. So if I click on this tall timber icon right here, it will generate a text file similar to the other ones, but it is called a tt30 data underscore and then the project name, so underscore deerpond.txt in this case. And that's located in the same place on your phone or device, DCIM, TPad, and data folders. And this is going to be a slightly smaller table generated from the one that is used within the TPad program that just includes the column and the columns and headings that are used by Tall Timber to import data for analysis there. So, thank you for watching video number 5. In video number 6, we will take a look at these different text files, getting them into Excel as well as Tall Timber. Thanks for watching again, and please stay tuned.